Ta-da. Okay, perfect. Entonces, the last session, we started analyzing some functions we as teachers use in the classroom. In what cases we need to communicate more than setting the input in our students, we need to practice a specific kind of language with them with different purposes. And the first one we analyzed was elicitation. Who can remember or who remembers what elicitation means? You don't remember what is elicitation?
Yes, evoke an answer. Try to evoke an answer, ask.
It's like to dig into the students' brain and repertoire what they know. Is evaluating in a very informal way about the experience with the language my students have and also experience with the world. So elicitation may happen as part of the leading activity. So they are going to start activating this schema. They are going to locate very, very quickly what file in their brain they are going to use, what kind of information, and they are going to show or demonstrate what they know. Okay, excellent. And I don't remember if we started like having a model, right? To model them. It's very funny because we can realize, o sea, if we observe carefully, every single activity, although we have planned this activity for a specific purpose, we can realize that in an indirect way, we are enhancing and we are promoting and we are working on other aspects. For example, this elicitation will be used in a following activity, okay? Entonces, now I'm going to be the teacher and you are going to be my students, okay, in the classroom. Entonces, I arrive with you and I tell you, hey, hi guys, good morning. Guess what? Ya les saludé, ya les dije cómo están, bla, 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 ya we check the homework. ¿Y qué creen? ¿Qué creen? Guess what happened this weekend in my neighborhood? Do you want to know? Yes? ¿O no?
Yes, teacher, yes, yes.
Sí. Yo dije, ya se fueron los alumnos, ya se durmieron, están comiendo pavo. And then, pues es que les pregunto y no me contestan, dije, ya están aquí con la pierna de pavo, pasándose el puré de papa. Ok, I have a new neighbor. I don't know him yet, but I know that he's a man and, well, I don't know yet if he has a family, he's married, he's single, I don't know anything. One of my friends who lives in front of me sent me a photo and this is the guy. Entonces, The only thing I know that his name is Mr. Brown. Ujú.
Okay.
Entonces, how old do you think Mr. Brown is?
50.
50. Ay, ¿por qué 50?
No, 60, 65.
60. Oigan, pues que
No.
los de 50 nos vemos tan gachos.
No.
Ok. 60. Ok.
No, it's strong.
Hoy. Okay. 60. Okay. And what do you think? He's married or he's single?
Married.
Married. Okay. And what do you think his occupation is?
Lawyer.
Ay, Miss Araceli dice single y lawyer. Híjole, ya me voy a peinar para sacar la basura. Okay, he's single and lawyer. Okay, very good. And bueno, you told me, yes, single and lawyer. And do you think he's a friendly person or he's not so friendly?
Yes, friendly. He's smiling.
Okay, he looks kind, no? A very
Yes,
kind
friendly.
person.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, very good.
I'm
Pues,
friendly. Friendly and kind.
okay, es que, guess what? Here in my street, bueno, in the place where I live, it's a tradition, because I have recently moved to Querétaro, that when you arrive, the neighbors come and introduce themselves and they bring you something. For example, when I arrived, they brought me a pie, some cookies, and a soup. Pero I suppose that is the tradition here, okay? Entonces, la housewarming, okay. Do you think that I should go and introduce myself?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're single, go.
Yes, I'm single.
Yes, teacher.
Entonces, go, así, go to the straight. Ajá. Go straight to the
Coffee
point.
with coffee.
Okay, okay,
or
coffee.
pie.
Okay, un apple pie. Okay. Pero, guess, do you think that taking a pie with me, that would be a good idea?
What? Again?
Do you think that taking a pie with me would be nice for him? That would be a good idea. Or what do you recommend me to take? Because I don't know that he's married. You say that he's single. I don't know why you say he's single. Probably because he's smiling, no?
Yes. Mhm.
Maybe, because we don't know. No sé. No?
Yeah.
Maybe. Entonces, you say that he's single, pero what about if he's not single? Okay, a plant. Okay. A plant, that would be a good idea. I love plants. A cactus. Okay. Okay.
What?
Or some cookies, probably.
Some cookies. What kind of cookies?
Butter.
Butter? Okay.
With butter.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Excellent. Entonces, I'm going to...
Chocolate.
Bueno, combine, no? Chocolate and butter. Okay.
Mhm.
And for example, where you live, when someone new arrives into your neighborhood, do you have a special ritual or a special thing that you do to welcome the new neighbor?
Oh no.
No? Why?
Not in my case.
No? Why?
No. I think that we live in the city, everybody is busy and they don't have time, but
Okay.
we aren't used to do it.
Okay. Well, probably because I live in a smaller place, no?
Okay.
And it's not the street as open. It's like a closed street. Okay, very good. And for example, do you like your neighbors?
Most of them.
Yes. Why? No, ay, bueno, teacher Héctor no le gusta nada.
Some.
You don't like your neighbors? Why do you don't like your neighbors?
They're messy.
Messy, okay. Are they noisy?
A lot.
Noisy.
Very
Very nice.
noisy, okay.
Mine too,
So,
very noisy.
punches all the night?
Day and night.
All day and night and during the week.
Ah, during the week, so it's not only during the weekend, so the whole
No,
week.
whole week.
Okay. No, pues I like my neighbors because they are very quiet. Okay, and what do you think makes, bueno, first of all, are you a good neighbor?
Yes.
I see, no? I'm going to go and ask your
Yes.
neighbors to see what they tell me about you.
Yes,
Okay,
teacher. I always try to help them.
okay.
I invite
So,
I invite them coffee when they go to my house and cookies.
okay, with cookies. All right, all right. Pues, luego you give me your address so I can go and
Of
rent
course,
something. So
teacher.
you invite me the coffee and the cookies, no?
Yeah, please
All
visit
right.
me.
Okay, excellent. So, what makes a good neighbor?
Someone who
Somebody
helps.
who respects. No? Somebody who
Respects, that you are nice, that
Being
you
support
respect.
when you need.
Okay, for example, if I need la tacita de azúcar, that you lend me the tacita de azúcar, and so on. Okay, entonces, what do you think, Mr. Brown, would be a good neighbor or a bad neighbor?
Good neighbor.
Okay, because he looks nice, okay? Entonces, today we are going to be talking about, what's his name?
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown. And what is he? What's his occupation?
He's a lawyer.
We think that he's a lawyer. And where does he
In
Well,
Querétaro
he's your
next to
neighbor.
you.
Querétaro,
live?
yes.
In my street. Okay, he's my
Mhm.
neighbor. Excellent,
Mhm.
very good. All right, excellent. So this is an exercise for elicitation, okay? Bueno, I combine two things, but I'm going to focus on elicitation and then we are going to retake the second thing, okay? So while I was making the questions were open or closed?
Both.
Both.
At the beginning, what kind of questions I was making?
Close.
Because I was asking for direct answers. Is he angry? Is he nice? What's his occupation? Etc. Etc. No? And little by little, I decided to make open questions. A ver, think. In what moment did I decide to stop making closed questions and start making open questions?
When the students feels, when you see the students more confident.
And when I see that they are capable of giving me longer answers, right? If I see that the students don't know exactly what to say, pues entonces I go back to the controlled or closed questions. Okay. What language skills I'm developing here?
Listening, speaking.
Okay. speaking and listening.
Listening.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. What features of speaking do you think I'm promoting or practicing in this activity?
Repeat, please.
What sub-skills I'm promoting or developing in this activity? Sub-skills for speaking.
Interaction.
Interaction. Who is interacting?
The students and the teacher.
Okay. What else I'm promoting?
Comprehension.
Intonation.
Comprehension, intonation. What else?
Fluency. No, fluency.
Fluency, accuracy. What else?
Friends.
So that is what?
Maybe when you are asking about, for example, what is his occupation and something like that, maybe we are inferring about the information.
Okay, making inferences, okay. But that is not a speaking sub-skill, but yes, the students are inferring, no? Inferring, I think that is with a block. Inferring information. Okay, this is talking about speaking. What about listening? Because they are listening for specific information, no? Because they know exactly what they need to answer, okay? Remember, I was checking the last presentation I used to when I taught the last time the module 3, because what I like doing is improving every single time the courses I give. So probably the module that you are taking will be different next year. So what kind of sub-skill? Espérame, que no veo. Espérame. Ay, espérame. What kind of sub-skills is inferring? Because of the topic you infer. If you don't manage very well the language, if you don't know exactly or you are not understanding what I see quite well what the topic is about, you can infer by catching or selecting keywords that gives you the idea of what about the topic of the conversation is. And also I can infer in reading the same. I have the word, and just by catching the ideas of the words that I have around the word that I don't understand, I can come up with a possible meaning. But we can infer in listening and reading. So, yes, I can do it. Entonces, I was like, I found a homework I had last year for the university. And I discovered, I found a homework that talked about the learning pyramid. The 3 dimensions we need to cover, or for the students to promote and enhance this learning process. And one was the organic. It's the emotional, the organic, and the The one about the stages, the development. So about the senses, or the sensorial part, pues I need to integrate, the students need to live, the students need to experience what they are learning. That's why I set different situations in which they are going to model or they are going to pretend to be acting, so they can practice specific chunks of language. In this case, for example, I can promote this sensorial part by eliciting and using the senses. In this case, for example, they are seeing the picture and they are being also creative. Creativity is not only related to art. Creativity is also present in most of our, almost all the aspects in our lives, no? Sometimes we don't know how to solve a problem and we need to be very, very creative. And that is a skill that nowadays is really, really useful. But in this case, I'm promoting their creativity in order to give me and to show me what they know. Can be visually supported by pictures. I can elicit sounds. For example, do you remember that in the exam, in the mock, we had this exercise where they needed to spot the difference or to decide what elements belong to the city and the countryside, that they had car, office, y luego no sé qué tenía, pero they were talking about two different places. And then we changed the topic and they started talking about Argentina and Canada, or I don't remember. Entonces, maybe I can prepare an audio, or in YouTube, I have different effects. Entonces, I can play the effects and they just listen and they imagine, and I can start making questions, okay? What is it? What animal is it? And do you think what color is the cow? Have you ever seen a cow? Okay, what products do I obtain from the cow? No, pues esto ya estoy aquí. Okay, and the cow, no sé qué. And I start making questions about the, I don't know if about the animal or the place, no? The countryside. What do you prefer, countryside or the city? Why? Which is more polluted? Which is more tranquil? Which one is, no sé, where do you think the life is easier? I don't know. And all these questions triggered just by a sound, a smell. Have you ever played this game where you covered your eyes and you need to touch or try something or smell something? You trigger thoughts. You trigger the imagination. Entonces, for example, imagine that, bueno, if they are not sick like me, they can smell the lemon, no? Pues it's a lemon. And is the lemon sweet or sour? No, pues sour. Okay, what preparations or what can you cook by using the lemon? Pues pie, lemonade, no sé, soup, or no sé, a salad, I don't know. Entonces you start asking by touching. You cover their eyes, their eyes, and you ask them to touch something, but you start like eliciting. No, for example, the school items, and you give them different types of pens, pencils, scissors, a Pritt, no sé, post-its, una USB, un clip, and they need to guess, and what is it for? Pues holding papers together. And what else can you use in order to keep your papers together? Pues una rubber band, or I don't know. We need to be creative. So the elicitation can go beyond a simple picture. I can also use their senses to elicit and to make them recall and recover that information they have and show you exactly what they know and what they really need to know. And for them, the contextualization is going to be more meaningful. Another practical use, for example, is, for instance, in certifications like KEY and PET, normally the candidates in some exercises, they are asked to describe pictures. It is for KET, PET, bueno, KET ya no se llama KET. En KEY, PET, First Certificate, CAE, and Proficiency, no? You need to work with some pictures, yes? And normally what they do what we do when we are asked to describe a picture is to see like the first part. I don't know the technical word, pero como el primer plano from the picture. You tend to describe what you perceive first. For example, in this case, what they see, pues they just see the girl, no? If you see, the picture has like 3 dimensions. The first one is the girl, the second one is the mother, and probably the pan and the container is in the first place, no? The second dimension could be the mother, because actually the image of the mother is quite clear, no? And the blurry part of the picture, yeah, is the last dimension. So we need to enhance students to observe the 3 dimensions in the photo, not only describing this part. They can also describe the mother in fear, for example, the situation. What do you think is the girl is preparing? No, pues no sé, because of the flower. I guess that here behind, I have some como bacon, y aquí se ve como butter or something like that. Y como son mis favoritos, pues I think that she's making pancakes, no? And who is with her? Pues probably is her mom. And do you think the girl knows or she doesn't know how to cook? No, but she's learning, no? Because actually she's not cooking on the stove. O quién sabe. Es que I don't think this is not a stove. It's like a mat, no? Okay, and she's preparing the pan. So the mother is going to be in charge of actually cooking what she's preparing, no? Okay, and what is behind? Do you think it's day or night? No, pues because it's not natural light, pues I think that is probably in the afternoon. Okay, they are preparing supper, no? All right, and do you think the kitchen is clean or is messy? No, pues quite clean. Okay, and it's complete because I see that she has a coffee maker machine and I don't know, a blender. And she has como que other containers, ¿no? Entonces, you promote this skill of observation which is really, really important. Mhm. And looking for detail. In some exams, for example, in, ¿cómo se llaman estos? Lingua skill is also from Cambridge, and in the lingua skill is on computer. And well, the students have a certain limit of time to answer the question. And in the speaking, what they do is that they have a minute, even in IELTS, you have this activity. You are given the instructions and you have 1 minute and a piece of paper to prepare your answer. Entonces, you need to make notes about what you are going to say, observe the picture, and then you have like 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes or something like that to record your answer. Entonces, you are not going to write literally every single word you are going to say, but you have some important points. So by reading your points, so you don't forget anything, you start describing the picture. Entonces, it's very, very important that they don't stay in the first dimension of the picture. They have plenty of things we can describe in here. So the speaking activity can be as long as we need or we want. If we see that the students are really well responding, bueno, pues I continue with the activity. If I see that the students are very happy, they are very enthusiastic, and they are participating a lot, pues I continue eliciting, no, asking for questions. Probably they are going to come up with I don't know, with an anecdote or something like that, probably in students which are higher in level. And with very basic students, pues the kind of questions are going to be very, very guided. They are going to be prompting questions. All right, entonces, this is the use and the importance of elicitation. Apart from helping me to set the context and to explore what my students do, pues I can also take it as an excuse to develop other skills, okay? Questions about eliciting?
No, teacher, thank you.
No, very clear? Okay, excellent. Entonces, ahora. Now, checking understanding, okay? I'm making, or this elicitation was part of my living activity, no? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And now I'm going to start with my presentation. In this case, my aim is to introduce these 3 words, okay? Entonces, what I'm going to do is to ask them to look for the words in the dictionary. But as a model, because Miss Ildana told me that I can model my instructions, entonces I'm going to model with the first word, okay? Entonces I read. Landlord. A landlord is a person who owns a house. Someone else lives in the house and pays money to the owner of the house. This money can be paid weekly, monthly, and it is called rent. Okay? A ver, students, pay attention. Landlord. A landlord is a person who owns a house. Someone else, another person, comes and lives in the house. And this person pays me money I get money because he's living in my house. This money, I can ask for this money every week, every month, or depending. And this money is called rent, okay? Yes, students?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, entonces pay attention. I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? Nada más déjenme escapar de aquí. Ahora ya. Okay. Who owns the house?
The
The
landlord.
land-
The landlord. Okay. Does the landlord live in the house?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Who lives in the house?
Other
Someone
person.
else.
Okay. Someone else, another person. Okay. Do they pay money?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who do they pay? And how often?
To the landlord
receives-
weekly, monthly.
Okay, very good.
Depends on the
Entonces,
landlord.
okay,
The landlord.
entonces, according to this, who can explain to me what is a landlord? Not in Spanish, in English, by using your own words. What is landlord?
A person who rents a house.
Okay, a person who rents a house. Excellent. Okay.
Or a property.
Or a property. And also, for example, not necessarily a house, can be a property or even can be, I don't know, a piece of land, no? Maybe.
Yeah, a land,
Okay.
a
Very good.
warehouse.
Excellent. Very good. Fantastic. Ahora. I have the word tenant. It comes, I took the meaning from the Cambridge Dictionary, okay? Entonces, a ver, students, you are experts. Acuérdense que last week we had a class, a special class, looking for the for words in the dictionary. Do you remember? ¿Sí se acuerdan? Okay. Entonces, a ver, aquí. I have tenant. What part of a speech is tenant?
Noun.
Okay, and what part of a speech is landlord?
Noun too.
Now.
Also noun.
Too. Okay, entonces le voy a poner aquí noun. Okay, excellent students. You are very intelligent. Ay, Dios mío, ya le piqué algo que no debí de picar. Okay. It's a noun. Ahora, fíjense muy bien. All right, in here. Is noun. What does the C mean? Do you remember?
Countable.
Countable. Y landlord would be countable or uncountable?
Yes. Countable too.
Countable. Okay, very good. Entonces, fíjense muy bien. The tenant is a person who pays rent for the house of land or a building. The tenant is a person who pays the rent for the use of land or a building. A house or whatever. So let's make some questions. What questions would you recommend me to make to my wonderful students to check the concept. Remember this word, these questions. Es que tengo que todo esto. Remember these questions.
Who rents a
Who
house?
is the person who pays for a house?
Okay. Who is the person
That pays
that pays the rent, you said?
for a rent, I said. Or the rent.
What else can I ask?
Maybe the same. Does the tenant live in the house?
Okay. Ay, qué copiones. Does the tenant live in the place or in the house? Okay. All right. What else can I ask? A ver, les doy chance.
Do they pay for money, any money?
Pues
How
sí, porque ya.
often does he pay for money?
Ándele, how often? How often what? Does the who?
Do they, or does he, she? Does the tenant
Ajá. Pay the
pay?
rent. Okay. Okay. What else can I ask? Ahora ya no los voy a dejar ver.
Does he live in the house? Does the tenant owns the house?
Ajá. Does the tenant owns the house? Okay, very good. So according to these questions and these questions, who can tell me in your own words by using your words that you have in your tummy, what is a concept question?
The questions that you should do in order to find out the meaning?
Ay, eso me gusta. Yes, the meaning. But who is going to find out the meaning? The teacher or the students?
The student.
The student.
Exactly. Ahora, we have clear, very, very clear, that in elicitation, what I'm doing is rescuing, así como que rascándole, to the students, to know what they know. I want to discover what is inside their brains. And what would be the difference between elicitation and concept checking? Ya me lo dijeron.
We give the meaning, and we have to rescue the meaning or the information that we already gave to the student.
Is to confirm the questions that I make in order to confirm that the students really, really understood. Entonces, elicitation is to rescue, ¿no? Previous knowledge. And concept checking is confirm that the students understood. Yes, by making questions. Yes.
Okay.
Easy or difficult.
More or less.
More or less.
More or less.
Es que no, ya no es tan easy,
So-so.
¿eh?
Is that concepts?
Sí, pues los concepts que padre, ¿no? But I really need to have, and it's very easy to sidetrack, to get confused. ¿Ok? Ahora fíjense. What I want you to do is, we have 3 words, ¿no?
Yes.
Yo tenía
Landlord, tenant,
landlord, tenant, and lodger. What I want you to do is to look for the meaning in the dictionary right now of lodger. Don't tell me the meaning. Just find the meaning and write it on your notebook. Quickly, 1 minute.
Is a synonym?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yes.
A ver, búsquenle. Rásquenle. Okay, so your time is over. Entonces I have the meaning of lodger. What is the part of a speech of lodger?
Noun.
It's a noun. Como no les se ponen los brackets aquí, le voy a poner así, noun. And is countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Countable, okay. What is the meaning? A ver, vamos a make a meaning with the information all of you have.
Is the place where the tenant lives.
A ver, tenemos que es un place where the tenant lives. Okay. Qué interesante. Okay, very good. Another meaning that you found?
A person who helps pay the bills.
A person who pays for the bills?
Who helps pay the bills. Who
To
helps
help
pay the bills.
pay the bill?
The bills.
Okay.
I found in the Spanish. Inquilino.
Okay, entonces can be tenant, but there is así, un super premio así, será así el alumno del año who can tell me the difference between tenant and lodger.
Tenant is the person and lodger is the place.
No.
No, I think a tenant is the person who pays to live in the house, but like a lodger is like a congregation when they get each other to pay the services, like a roomie, right?
No.
The tenant is the person who signed the contract, probably, who is in charge, the responsible one.
No.
The difference between tenant and lodger?
Yes, they can be a synonym. Lodger and tenant are synonyms. And we are talking about a person. It's not a place. It's a person. But there is a small
synonym?
difference.
Could be that one is in American English and the other is British.
No.
My
For
goodness, it's so
example,
difficult.
it's difficult. A ver, fíjense. A lodger pays for a rent. Who lives in a rented house? Raise your hand.
Who lives in a
Rented house.
No, not me.
No, pues yo sí. ¿Ok? Entonces, espérame, es que no encuentro el... Ya se me perdieron. I pay for the rent, ¿no? And I'm the tenant, yes?
Yes.
My landlord's name is Teresa, okay? I need to pay her for the rent every month. And I have been living here for 3 years. So it's a long period of time. But guess what? Yesterday, my daughter told me that she wants to go to study to Canada. She wants to study secondary or junior high here in Mexico and high school in Canada. Yes? So I would need to look for a place, a house where I pay the rent, but just for the bedroom and the food. And it's going to be during she's studying high school. It's not permanent, I hope. It's not permanent. Yes? Entonces, what is the difference between the tenant and the lodger?
So the lodger is to occupy a place temporarily.
And for example, when you pay for the rent, if you have ever rented a place to live, do you pay only for the room or also they give you the food?
Roomy?
No, it's not roomy.
I cannot hear you.
No, it's not roomy.
Internet.
It's not roomy.
Repeat the question,
It's
please.
not a roomie.
A ver, when, for example, me, I'm renting my house, okay? That money covers the house and the food or only the house?
Only the house.
But in the case of the lodger, includes, in the case of my daughter, it will include the place where she's going to sleep and the food she's going to eat.
So that there is the difference.
So,
Pupilo, abonado.
sorry?
Pupilo, abonado. In Spanish.
I can say it in Spanish. It could be the difference. Casa de huéspedes, like that. I don't know if it's it.
It's abonado en México. Pupilo.
In Mexico?
Pupilo, abonado.
Pupilo,
Abonado.
Where are you from, Miss Olga?
Puebla. And I
Pues,
live in Veracruz.
pues maybe. Okay.
Pensión, ¿no? Pensionado.
En una pensión.
Pensionado.
In Mexico, we say en un hostal.
It's a hostel,
No,
un hostal.
It's a hostel.
Hotel.
Pero es que en Mexico City, bueno, me imagino que se ha de haber. But for example, when the students are going to study abroad, they are welcome in a house with a family. So the parents paid that family for the place to stay and for the food, but it's a temporary stay. And the tenant can be as long as you want, no? Depending on the relationship you have with the landlord.
Here in Veracruz es abonado o pupilo.
Ah, ok.
When
Abonado así se me hace como que te abona.
Sí,
Sí.
los
Pero
Pupilo,
modismos
pues es un
diferentes.
student. Ajá, exactly.
Acá en Nuevo León, maestro, les dicen, les dan asistencia en las casas. Hay muchos foráneos, muchos alumnos foráneos y buscan casas donde la persona les pueda servir la comida, limpiar el cuarto, pero son temporales. Entonces se les llama, se les da asistencia por un tiempo determinado.
Ah, pues that thing. Ajá. So that is the difference between the tenant and the lawyer. The lodger, that the lodger is for
Un
a
abonado.
very short, a short period of time, and you are paying also for the food. And the tenant, pues ya es up to you, ya si comes bien o mal, pues ya.
The house and the food.
Ajá, yes, okay.
Yes,
Tam-
furniture and things like that in the house. A bed,
Ajá,
a television.
yes.
También se le conoce
Okay.
como casa de estudiantes acá, igual.
Ajá, la casa de
Where?
estudiantes.
What place?
Tamaulipas.
Ah, okay. Pero here en Veracruz, Puebla, casa de estudiantes sería un lugar para los que no tienen dinero y entonces tienen que ir a una casa de estudiantes.
Chala, no,
Aquí en Puebla, sí, una casa de
Casi
estudiantes.
los adoptan. Ok.
Exacto, sí. Y un abonado es alguien que sí puede pagar. Y de acuerdo a lo que pueda pagar, puede conseguir una casa un poco más lujosa o un poco más sencilla, pero tiene que pagar, sí.
Ok.
Una cantidad.
Muchos
Ok.
puntos de vista socioculturales distintos.
Sí, and we live in the same country.
Y
And
asistencia aquí
normally-
entenderíamos
Ujú.
como que les dan asistencia igual que no tienen que pagar, que los asisten, les dan.
Ajá, como que
For
llegas y
free.
no tengo dónde ir, como
Ajá,
refugio.
me dan asistencia. Exacto.
Okay, okay.
Ajá, in this
Mhm.
place.
So that depends. And normally, for example, here in Querétaro, you find these kind of places near the university.
Yes.
Mhm.
Houses around the campuses, the university.
Exactly.
And the title
So-
is se reciben abonados.
No, acá sí que se renta cuarto para estudiantes, así los he visto anunciar, ¿no?
Okay.
Okay, yes,
Okay.
all right, which is very similar. Bueno, in Mexico City is so big that you don't see those kind of things. Probably near the university, for example, the UNAM or el Poli or lo que sea, it's easy to see that. But normally, pues, it's very common that students maybe from Estado de Mexico cross the whole city from the north to the south to get the campus. So it's not like very bueno. At least I didn't know a lot about this. Probably near the university. Okay. Entonces, without saying, without explaining, I was guiding by making questions. So in this case, the students I can get, or I can understand, or I can find if my students are really understanding, in this case, the difference between the tenant and the lodger. Yes?
Okay. Yes.
Entonces, es through questions, ¿ok? Ahora, it's your turn. ¿Qué dijeron? Pues qué fácil. No, in here I have 3 sentences. I went to London. Would you mind if I open the window? Columbus discovered America. Yo puse, I used to swim a lot. Este estaba aquí. Ajá. And I used to swim a lot. Ajá. Entonces, what we are going to do is to make questions to check the concept. Ahora, before I start checking the concept, I need to have very, very clear what is my objective. For example, if I'm going to introduce the, no sé, in this case, grammatical structures, pues aquí es past, aquí es como un request or un offer or something like that. In here, pues is a simple past, and I'm talking about a specific periods in history, and in here is used to, not repeated anymore. Entonces, what we are going to do is to choose one, and first, before I start checking the concept, I need to have very, very clear what my objective is. Entonces, choose a sentence. I went to London. Would you mind if I open the window? Columbus discovered America. Fleming invented penicillin. I used to swim a lot.
The second one?
Would you, ay, se agarró el más difícil, pero bueno, okay. Excellent. In this case, if I present this to my students, what do you think my aim is? What the students are going to recognize?
Invitations.
Okay. Offers and invitations.
And
Yes.
request.
Entonces, by the end
Request.
of the lesson, students may be able to recognize, vamos a poner, recognize modals to
With would.
express, would or will o lo que sea, to express offers, ¿y qué más?
Requests and invitations.
Request.
Okay, offer, requests, and invitation. Okay, very good. All right, excellent. Entonces, this is my aim. What I want them to do, recognize. All right, entonces I present my model. I have, would you mind if I open the window? Y yo presento mi model and I start. Okay, listen. Would you mind if I open the window? Listen. Would you mind if I open the window? Listen. Would you mind if I open the window? Chorus, individuals, sí, no, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I made my drillings and then I need to check the concept. What questions can I make to assure that the students are understanding that in here I'm expressing an offer, a request, or an invitation? Think carefully. What questions? 3 questions to check the concept. Piénsenle bien.
So another question, but meaning the same.
No. O sea, how can I ask my students, or what questions can I make my students so I can realize that they recognize
Okay.
that I'm making offers, request and invitation. Aquí sería como un offer, ¿no? O un request, cualquiera de los dos. O sea, estoy así como muy polite, quiero cerrar la ventana, ¿no? Ajá, entonces, how can I make, no, to, sí, to open the window. Ajá, entonces, how can I ask my students?
Maybe if I do the same questions, but in an informal way, for example, can I open the window?
Ajá, pero in this case, for example, you are inserting another model. Lo que quiero hacer es checar si ellos son capaces de reconocer que aquí estoy haciendo un offering. Porque that is my aim.
Probably asking if they know what would you mind mean.
Ajá. Imagínense que esa es mi situación. Yo ya puse mi contexto, ya saben de lo que estoy hablando. Ajá. Entonces eso ya me da una gran ventaja, porque ya saben el tema, no les llego de sopetón. Sería muy difícil, ¿no? Entender sin un contexto. Aquí ellos ya saben el contexto, ya saben que estoy hablando de request y offers, pero quiero reassure, quiero confirm. But I need to ask, what question can I ask? In here, I have three possible uses, no? Offers, two. Offers and request is one, and it's an invitation. Probably I can make the difference between these two uses, ¿no? Porque son uses. Entonces, in here, can I ask? Les voy a soplar. Híjole, les voy a soplar. ¿Qué barco soy? Is it, am I? Would you mind to tell me? No, teacher. No se vale esa pregunta. O sea, no se vale esa pregunta. Ya me quedé en penumbras. No. Esa no se vale. Puede ser. Am I inviting someone? Inviting someone? In here, am I making an invitation?
Or am I asking for something?
Ajá, pero ¿qué me dirán los alumnos?
No, no, teacher.
Ok. No, teacher. Ok, entonces no. Ahora sí, Miss, repeat your question.
Yeah, am I asking for something?
Y luego me van a decir, no.
Am I asking in a formal or informal way?
Es así. Me gusta esta, la de la Miss Nayeli. Am I offering? Exactly. Am I offering to do something? What would you say if you were the students? Yes, ¿no? ¿No les dirían así los alumnillos? Y ahora sí. Is it formal or informal? Because maybe I introduced the informal form, no? Can I open the window? Can I open the window? Entonces, formal or informal? Super formal, teacher. Excellent, very good, fantastic, beautiful students. More or less, can you see the purpose of concept checking? More or less. Is it easy or difficult? Yo digo que tricky, ¿no?
It's tricky.
Ajá, it's tricky. Because guess what? To be honest, I must confess that when I make these oral visual presentations, I don't ask for concept checking. For me, when I learned about concept checking questions, long time ago when I took my first teacher's course en la prehistoria. But for me, it was very easy. And I remember my students in the teacher's courses in preschool, sometimes we don't understand quite well the purpose of these questions. And bueno, they were teaching children. Probably the kind of questions are a little bit simpler and easier. But is to check if they are really getting the meaning. For example, the ice cream. Do you eat the ice cream? Es que estoy viendo un ice cream. The ice cream. Do you eat it or you drink it? You eat it. Okay. Is the ice cream hot or cold? It's cold. Okay. So in this case, the purpose of concept checking is, in the case of the children, is reinforcing the knowledge about the object. In this case, it's a little bit more complicated because I'm talking about a very difficult, in this case, structure. For example, esta me gusta. Columbus discovered America and Fleming invented penicillin. What is the topic?
Important events in history, I don't know.
If I say history, what do you think about?
Events, especially that. Dates.
Past.
The past.
In the past,
The
exactly, the past, okay? Cuando te digo prehistory, pues es the past, ¿no? All right, entonces aquí, what do you think I'm going to teach? The fact or the action? Columbus discovered. Fleming invented.
Yeah, the action.
The action.
The action.
And is probably focused on what kind of verbs?
Prayer.
Exactly. Entonces, I make, I model my sentences. Entonces I say, Columbus discovered America. Columbus discovered America. Fleming invented penicillin. Invented. Columbus discovered America. Fleming invented penicillin. Okay? Yes? Entonces, my concept checking questions. Did Columbus invented America?
No. He discovered.
Okay. Did Fleming discover penicillin?
No, he invented penicillin.
Okay. Discovered and invented is the same or is different?
Different.
Different.
Aha. When Columbus discovered America, America was there, or when Columbus arrived, he made the place.
It was there.
It was there, so he just found, he said, wow, he discovered. Aha. And Fleming, what did he do?
He created.
He created
Where?
the formula.
Aha, where? Very good. Where?
A laboratory?
Exactly. Columbus worked in a laboratory. Did he work in a laboratory?
No.
No. Fleming?
Yes.
Entonces, who can tell me the difference between discover and invent? In English, obviously.
Discover is something that is already there. It exists already. And when you invent it, when it's invented, like you started that, you invented something from zero. There was nothing.
Ajá. Muy bien, Miss Rosy. Excellent. Muy bien. Perfect. Can you see? And even for concept checking, bueno, es que what I love doing is to play that I'm very, no, for example, with the children and even with adults, sometimes I make that because I'm very forgetful, I take this as an advantage. Entonces I tell them, okay, entonces Columbus invented America. Y the students tell me, no, teacher, no, yes, Columbus invented America, yes. No, no, entonces what did he do? Pues he discovered America. Okay. Entonces, Columbus discovered America. And Fleming cooked penicillin. No, teacher, no, in a pot. And he was like, no, what did Fleming do? He invented penicillin. Entonces you can confuse. If you work with children, that would be very, very meaningful for them because they are going to correct the teacher. And what they really like is correcting the teacher. Ya está rebabas, ¿no? So they are going to feel motivated. Yes? All right. Clear concept checking anyway in the morning. It caused a little bit of confusion after checking all these concepts about functions of language. In the end, I agree with the students in the morning to prepare a special class, like a demo, so you can identify exactly these different elements in a lesson plan, okay? And probably as part of your procedure in your lesson plan, you can add, you already know what you are going to do, but add these concept checking questions. Sometimes for us it's very obvious, but probably these questions will be the difference between not knowing and the click for the students. Entonces, possible problems and solutions, the students may not understand very well. That is normally one of the possible problems we write. The solution, the teacher will make clear concept checking questions in order to confirm or clarify the use or the meaning of the structure or the word, okay? All right, on 5:26. We are going to take 10 minutes break. Well, no, 5:27. We are going to take 10 minutes break and then we are going to continue. Okay? Thank you. Relax, breathe.
All right, teacher. Okay.
Okay. So let's continue, all right? Mm. Ahora. Another thing that I can make in order to help my students to understand the meaning of the word and the structure is using proper material that helps me to convey the meaning. One thing is concept checking, which is more oral. And convey the meaning is using visual aids that help me to help the students to come up or infer the meaning of what I'm saying. There's no necessity for me to speak in Spanish or to say something in Spanish, because if I use the proper material and I make correct concept checking words or questions, I can help my students, and there's no necessity for Spanish, okay? Entonces, to convey the meaning is when I show the meaning of the words or the correct use of a specific structure. If I'm talking about past, my material transmit the idea that is in the past. If I'm talking about, for example, no say the future, the material, the image that I'm using needs to show that I'm talking about the future. The concept is convey the meaning. Oh, what do you mean, Miss Araceli? Okay. Concept, convey the meaning. So to help me to convey the meaning, I need to use proper materials. Visual aids. Entonces, I can use flashcards, I can use posters, I can use realia, pseudo-realia, by using mimic, body language, facial expressions, and drawings on the board. I like this kind of drawings because they are very simple, very easy, because what we normally say to our students is that we are not Picassos. We don't know how to draw. And sometimes these drawings on the board help us a lot. Okay? Entonces, the material can help me to convey the meaning, to transmit the meaning. And afterwards, I make concept checking questions to corroborate and to check that the meaning is really, really clear for my students, okay? So let's practice. No. No les digo que no soy como muy diestra. Entonces, convey the meaning. In here I have 4 words. Bueno, ya probably you saw the words. This one is Japanese, okay? And in here you have the word soreomiru, more or less. Just by observing the picture, what do you think the meaning of soreomiru is?
Te amo.
Te amo, deposit. Te amo. Okay, te amo. Another idea. No? Soryomiru means love. So maybe in here, pues I don't know, the students with a lot of imagination can be, te entrego mi corazón, te amo, ajá, o engagement or something like that, okay? I don't know. In the morning we were discussing this concept because love is very como subjective, no? And it's very difficult to illustrate this feeling, no? But normally we recognize or we make the connection with the heart, no? Okay, in here, this is Korean and the word is gog. Gog. What do you think the meaning is? Poor soup, okay. Even in the morning they told me, la hierbita, porque no le había puesto esta flechita. They tell me, la hierbita de atrás, que no sé si es coriander or parsley, I don't know. Huh? And someone told me cucharon, no? This thing artifact to serve the. But yes, gog is soup. Uh-huh. So in here, I'm conveying the meaning because the picture is so wide that maybe I can focus the attention of my students by pasting an arrow or pointing at the object I want them to observe. Okay, entonces we have gog y soup. Excellent. This is Russian. And the word is sobaka, sobaka. What do you think sobaka means? Po.
Po.
No, it's not po. What animal do you think this paw belongs? Hand. Pit, cat. No, ¿creen que es un cat? ¿En serio creen que es un cat?
Dog.
Es un dog, ok. Sí, porque bueno, sí puede ser un cat. Ya con mucha imaginación.
Looks like cat or a dog.
Okay, exactly. All right. Sobaka means dog. Ahora, I have these three pictures. Do you consider that these three pictures that I have already used really help me to convey the meaning? I mean, to transmit and give visual support to my students to realize or to discover the meaning?
In the first two, yes, but in the last one, no.
No, because it can be a lot of things. Even in the morning, they told me nails. No, porque las nails se ven como muy filosillas, como muy sharp. All right. Entonces, this one can be very, very confusing. And in this case, I have the Nahuatl word mistly. Mistly. Cat, cat. Face, okay. So como muy creative face. Muy bien, Miss Araceli. Yes, the meaning is cat, pero guess what? Not only the cat, the cat we have in our houses, the pet, is any kind of cat, can be a leopard, no sé, a lynx or a lion or whatever. So es como felín, como un felino, in general. And last night when I was looking for the words, I discovered that Miss Lee, we adapted the word Michi por Miss Lee. Entonces, we call Michis a los gatitos because of the word Miss Lee. But in general, it's any kind of cat. Can be a big cat or a small cat, okay? Do you consider that my picture really conveys the meaning?
Not really.
Because in here, I'm just referring to just one part or the notation of the word, no? And remember that this word has different meanings or denotations, okay? Very good. Probably, no sé, unas paws ahí en el pasto, o no sé, una garrita or something like that. Even, for example, when you observe the pictures in your books, sometimes these pictures can be used to convey the meaning as well. So instead of looking for extra material, use the pictures you have. In English, however, for example, you have the vocabulary with the words, and you just need to elicit. And then you present the word, the pronunciation. So sometimes the pictures we have in the books are simply decoration, but some others, they can help us to convey this meaning, okay? Ahora, the question, the 6 billion question. What is the difference between elicitation, concept checking, and convey the meaning?
Well, I don't know if I'm sure, but I understood that eliciting is like to provoke, like the student, give a response or an inferring about, yes, an answer about something. In the case of concept questions, is that you are confirming that the student understood. And in the last one, convey the meaning is like showing the meaning by visuals, could be something like that.
Exactly, by using material, exactly. So that's why it's very, very important to decide on the material I'm going to use based on the objective and the activity. Not the activity and the aim based on the material. So in here, convey the meaning. With the support of the material. Yes? Excellent. Ahora, easy, difficult, or tricky?
I think you need to review it and read it again to clarify everything, because every concept has its own identity.
Exactly. So that's why, for example, when I'm making an oral visual presentation, I need to use a very clear image. For example, what picture or what material do you consider I should use to present this one? Columbus discovered America and Fleming invented penicillin. What material do you recommend me to convey clearly the meaning? So for me, it's going to be easier to check the concept. For example, in this case, what did I do in order to support my statements when I was presenting Columbus and Fleming? Did I use a flashcard?
Mimic.
Exactly. And I invented the movements, not discovered, invented. Discover, invented. O puedo poner discover as como de, wow. The picture, if I want to use a flashcard, pues yo pondría a Christopher Columbus así con los binoculars and pointing, o a este cuate, no me acuerdo quién era, uno de los Pinson Brothers, saying over there, no? And Fleming maybe with the hair así todo messy, with some spots on his face because something exploded, to convey the meaning of invention. Entonces, always songs, music, visuals, pictures, realia, pseudo-realia, miming, whatever, always. Don't worry, Miss Araceli. You know that the class is recorded. Always based on my aim. I need to find the correct pictures, the correct material, so the meaning is so evident, so transparent, that probably my concept checking questions that will be present, future, or past. Big or small? No sé. These things, okay? All right. Ahora. Okay. Another function I have as a teacher is narrating. Do you narrate stories to your students? Do you tell them stories? Or they tell you the stories? Who tells the Chinese stories in your class? You or the students? Ay, ¿por qué se desconectan? Qué gachos. So,
Could that be, for example, when I'm teaching the daily routine and I tell them what I normally do on weekdays?
okay.
I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I take a shower, start narrating, and then I just model because after they have to do the same.
Exactly. Remember that we narrate mainly when we are, no sé, telling them an anecdote. We are saying what we did yesterday to set the context maybe. Normally we do that. And sometimes we ask them to tell us a story, no? What did you do during the weekend? First I went to, no sé, to the park, and then I had lunch, y blah, 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 blah. ¿No? Entonces, but have you ever used stories to introduce as a presentation? Or just to set the context? Ay, denme un segundito. No. For example, in this case, I'm going to share with you a story that I have used for many years to present regular verbs in past. And I really like it because I can have I can have, or I can start different activities by using this story. Entonces, let's pretend that you are my students now, okay? A ver, guys. Do you remember Mr. Brown?
Yeah.
Yes.
Your
Who
neighbor.
is
Your neighbor?
my neighbor? Pues guess what? Ahora, ¿qué creen? The neighbor who lives in front of me told me that the other day the something mysterious happened to Mr. Brown. Do you want to know what happened to him?
Yes, teacher.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
we like chisme.
We like chisme. Okay, excellent. All right, listen. Yesterday, or last week, más bien, porque aquí dice last week. Last week, Mr. Brown rushed home. He packed his bags and kissed his wife goodbye. Then he called a taxi. When he arrived to the airport, he changed some money. When the plane landed, he waited for 2 hours and then he disappeared. And nobody knows about him. Okay? Listen to the story. Last week, Mr. Brown rushed home. He packed his bags and kissed his wife goodbye. Then he called a taxi. When he arrived to the airport, he changed some money. When the plane landed, he waited for 2 hours and then he disappeared. Okay? Yes? Easy or difficult?
Yeah, easy.
Yes, easy. Okay. Who can repeat in your own words the story?
Well, I can try to write.
Okay, more or less. If not, I help you.
Okay. Well, last week, Mr. Brown rushed home and he took his baggage, kissed his wife goodbye, Then he called for a taxi. The taxi driver took him to the airport. He took at the airport, he changed some money. Then he took the plane. When the plane landed, he waited for 2 hours. And after 2 hours, he disappeared.
Excellent, very good. Okay, who can tell me what is the pattern in this story?
Regular verbs, past tense of regular verbs.
Exactly. And here I have the text. Mr. Brown rushed, packed, kissed, called, arrived, changed, waited, disappeared. Entonces I have the three sounds, T, D, and ED, okay? So they are practicing. What I normally do is, for example, I model the story. And because my objective is the presentation of the three sounds, I emphasize the T, the D, and the ED. Okay? Then, because the story is divided in these three sounds, then if I can, I divide the students into three groups. So the first group says the T, the D, and the ED. Finally, what I can do is to mix them up so they have plenty of practice. We have the written form or the written part, they copy, or I give them just the pictures and they just copy the sentences. Then I analyze the list of verbs. I have a list of verbs that is divided into these three groups. We come up with the rules. And finally, as a production, practice, what I do is that I dictate some verbs. Entonces, I ask them to divide their notebook into three, this page into three columns, no? Entonces, they divide it in three, they write T, D, and ED, no? And I dictate some verbs from the list. Entonces, pues I give them the opportunity to check the list. But they need to decide if the sound is T, D, or ED. And the verbs are carefully chosen before the class because the production stage of the task they have to do at the end is to invent in groups, in teams, a similar story, not similar about Mr. Brown. They can invent something else. But the pattern should be T, D, and ED. And that helps me a lot. Also, I have done this activity for years. And for me, it's very easy, and for them too, because they see clearly the difference between the three pronunciations. Ahora, what in a structure, what is the difference between this story and this story? What do you see is different?
This one on the pictures and the second one information.
I start like this, and then start like this, and then like this, like in a snake. This is just in terms of attention, because the students need to be very careful and observing how the story goes. And also because we are very rebel and we believe, no, there is a scientific explanation for this. It's just attention. The brain, we are forcing the brain to read in a different way. And it's going to be more than repetition. They have to be observing. That's why. Entonces, this is a very clear example of how can I use narration to present something. In here I have chorals, individuals. I start modeling by one. For example, how can I check the concept here? Rushed. Or rushed. No, pues rushed. Okay, entonces I'm conveying the meaning. Packed. 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 Let's go. Empacar. Kissed. Entonces agarro a mi perro y lo kissed. Yes. Cold. Cold. Cold así o cold like this. No, pues cold like this. Maybe it's very silly, no, but you need to find the way in which you can create this connection and this. Also the funny part, because if the students are immersed in the activity, they are enjoying the narration, it's going to be memorable and it's going to be easier and faster for them to learn. Okay? Questions about narrating a story?
No.
No, easy or difficult?
Oh, it's easy.
All right. A ver, so who can narrate this story? A ver, who can do the same? The same activity, but now you are going to use it. If you want, you can use this one. How would you introduce the story? How would you check the concept, etc., etc.? Who says me? Victims or volunteers? Bueno, la primera. Ya, la primera. No? Nobody?
You
Pues
mean
no
to
que-
create another story with the same pictures, right?
No, with the same story. ¿Quién quiere la actividad y la lista de verbos dividida en 3? ¿Quién la quiere? ¿Quién la quiere? Llévele, llévele. ¿No? Actividad a la 1. Actividad con lista de verbos 2. Toda la planeación para usar la actividad, llévala en 3, ¿no? Híjole, se les fue. No, pues qué pena, qué tristeza. Yo que les iba a pasar todo. Nada más para que llegaran. Okay. For example, in here, last week, Mr. Brown rushed home. He packed his bags and kissed his wife goodbye. Okay? When did Mr. Brown packed, kissed, and rushed? Today, tomorrow, last week. Okay? Then he called a taxi. When he arrived to the airport, he changed some money. Mhm. When did Mr. Brown change the money? Today? Mm-mm. Tomorrow? Mm-mm. Yesterday? Uh-huh. What did he do after he kissed the wife? Did he pack the bags or he called the taxi? No, he called the taxi. Okay, so what did he do first? He rushed. What did he do then? He packed. And then kissed. Then called. What did he do when he arrived to the airport? He changed some money. Okay, all right. When the plane landed, he waited for 2 hours and then poof, he disappeared. Mhm. What happened to Mr. Brown? He disappeared. He disappeared today? No. Yesterday? Yes. How long did he wait? 3 hours? Mm-mm. 2 hours. Okay? So I'm checking more or less the understanding of the story. Yeah, if I want to focus on the activities, como les decía, rushed, or rushed. No, pues rushed. Kissed. Kissed. Mm-mm. Kissed. Changed. Huh? This and this changed. Mm-hmm. Right. Pop, disappear. Boom. Or like this. Disappear. Mm-hmm. Depending on the aim as well. So that's why it's very, very important to have very clear my objective. In here, I can say that my objective is for the students. I can check in here, for example, in here, I can focus on the pronunciation, the meaning of the words, the sequence of the story, or to realize that EV words are used to describe actions in the past. By saying this is the past. Mm-hmm. If I want to focus on the pronunciation, I say rushed or rushed. Rushed or rushed. No, rushed. Very good. So it's very, very important for me to know exactly what I want to do with this story. Mm-hmm. In my case, pues is the pronunciation. T, V, and ED. That's why the following activities are the dictation and the invention of the story. Okay? Easy or difficult? Tomorrow, what I'm going to do is to give you a model of a class where I'm going to use different functions done by the teacher. Delivery of instructions, elicitation, concept checking, the conveying of the meaning. So probably you can see it in a more practical and easy way. So it's important that we take into account all these things when we are making our lesson plan. Okay? Very good. Fantastic. Ahora, let's see. Let's go to them. If you don't have any other question or comment, let's go to the mock test.
I was reflecting about the last thing that we saw about the narrating, that we can apply it in a lot of skills for speaking, for listening, for grammar, for reading. You can apply it in a lot of ways, actually.
Exactly.
Actually, you can. I was thinking that you can set it if you want to give the topic of paranormal stuff to make the students think about things that they are still a mystery, and the students can start to talk about things that happen to them. I don't know.
Exactly. Mhm. When you are narrating a story, you are fostering imagination and this connection. They can make connections with no sé, previous experiences, as you say, they have had. They can think of someone, no, or a movie, or I don't know, something that belongs to them. So they are internalizing what you are saying. And it's an art, narrating and telling a story. Pues it's an art. It's like incorporating art in our classes. If you have this facility or this, not facility, this skill of speaking, that would be very easy to you. And if you don't feel really confident, what you can do is to read us the story, no? Even take the reading out of the book and you narrate the story. For example, I remember that in one of the English award books, in the workbook, you have the biography of, ¿cómo se llama este cuate? ¿Cómo se llama? El de las rastas.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
So instead of telling reading the story, you can narrate the story orally. So you read it in advance and then you can say, pues, como si le estuvieran leyendo una historia to children. Telling stories is not just for children, or also adults. It's part of the culture. It's the way that we pass generation by generation legends, stories, anecdotes, etc.
And I think if you do this, and you involve the students, you make like that switch to make a meaningful learning. That's the key.
Exactly. Yes. I studied, I took a workshop to tell the stories. I studied narración oral escénica because I discovered that this is a great element in the classroom. And also because at that time I was teaching something else. I was a special teacher in a preschool, very famous in Mexico City. And I was in charge of the class in the library. So I was like promoting reading. It was como el workshop de library. ¿No? Entonces I needed to tell the stories and to narrate the stories to the children. So that's why I decided. And for me, I don't know, even in Spanish, for me it's very easy to invent the stories. Probably that's why I'm good at writing. I love writing stories because I remember that a group they told me, tell us a story, a scary story. So I started like narrating, and I spent a week telling them the story, but I didn't write the story. I was just inventing and narrating, and even they turned off the light, things like that. And at the end, they were so immersed, so involved, that when I said, soy un fantasma, they jumped because they were really, really scared, because they were immersed in the story. Entonces, it's a good way to, as teacher Hector said, to connect with your students, to take into account this social emotional part, no? To create this nice environment. And you can narrate a story. For example, what if instead of reading dates and places and memorizing these facts about the Mexican Revolution, what if your teacher, your history teacher in secondary or primary, told you about the story as a story, history as a story. Entonces, fíjate que one day, no sé, Christopher Columbus wanted, he said, ay, no, pues, India is really, really far away, ¿no? Y así como te cuentas que la vecinita, y ahí le empiezan allá. Pues it's more meaningful for them and more memorable that Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1940, quién sabe qué. Y la Mexican Revolution, it's another strategy that we need to practice. Yes, it's easy, no. But that's why you can write your script and use your script, no? Invent your stories. Esta historia, I adapted it from a teacher. It's not mine, it's not my idea. I saw it with a teacher and I changed in a teacher's course. They gave me the activity in a teacher's course. And since then, I have been using the same activity over and over. Okay. So let's see. Yes, you have it in classroom. Aquí, module 3, session 1 in session mock test. You can download it or you can open it, okay? All right. Entonces, we have, for questions 1 to 6, look at the teaching activities and the 3 sentences listed A, B, and C. This is your favorite exercise. 2 of the sentences are appropriate to the teaching activity. 1 of the sentences is not. So what we need to choose is the one which is not appropriate. What is the strategy here? Identify the ones that belong and the other one, which is the correct answer, okay? Entonces we have from 1 to 6. I'm going to give you 6 minutes, okay? Ahí le va Miss Araceli. El link para que lo abra desde ahí. Ay, ya no está la Miss. Digo Miss Nayeli. Espérenme. Nayeli. Ahí está el link, Miss, para que lo abra. Ready? Can we check?
Yes, teacher. Ready.
Yes, okay. Entonces, a ver, number 1, conveying the meaning.
I think it's letter A.
Letter A, why? Why? Because, ¿por qué?
The one
Because
that doesn't.
Sorry.
Yes, ¿qué qué? Oh, ahora ninguna de las dos. Híjole, ¿ya ven cómo son? Okay, for example, in here, I'm making the questions, no? I'm checking the meaning, and in here is the
Like giving an
explanation.
instruction. Oh, well, exactly.
I'm explaining. Excellent, very good. Eliciting.
Letter B.
B.
Exactly, very good. This is not because it's an instruction, no? Prompting.
Letter
C.
A.
C, teacher.
Ay, letter A.
A. Okay.
Yes, that's right. Homework is due in tomorrow, please. Is the instruction. Y ya se me acabó mi tablet. Okay, Is instruction, and in here, I'm prompting. Prompting. Do you remember what prompting is?
Giving instructions or something like that? What?
No.
It's like helping students to get their own ideas.
Exactly. Remember in here. We saw it in here. Prompting is in here. He don't likes that. He doesn't like that. Okay. Entonces, I'm like giving the clue. I'm helping the students. Okay. In this case, I say a footballer, a boxer, a dancer. So how do you call the person who plays golf? Footballer, boxer, dancer. For golf is
Golfer.
Exactly. So I'm giving help, okay? And if I say, good try, think of another animal which likes to look for food at night. So I'm helping you know exactly what kind of animal you need to say. Ahora, providing a reason for doing a task. This task will help you to practice the adjectives we looked. Bueno, you tell me the answer. En lo que se prende la cosa.
Letter C.
C.
Yeah, letter
C.
Sí. Do your best on this task. Ask me if anything is unclear. Exactly. Giving an instruction.
C.
C.
Letter C.
C.
Sí que sí. Okay. This video clip. Asking learners to read for gist.
Letter B.
B.
B. Read the text and tell me the meaning of the words exactly. In that case, they are reading for what?
For details.
Details meaning.
Exactly. Ahora, let's go with this one. This part, easy or difficult?
Easy.
All right. Ahora, for questions 7 to 13, match the following examples of teacher's language used with a class of elementary learners. Regrésense a la primaria. with the trainer's comments. Is the teacher and the trainer, not the students. So he's being observed, okay? So you have the teacher's language and the trainer's comments, okay? You have 6 minutes. Ready? Ready?
Not yet.
Yes? Okay, let's see. Entonces I have Anna, Lucy, please stop talking. Okay, everyone, please give me all your attention now.
With the letter C.
Ringing a bell or clapping your hands can be a good way to make the class listen. Okay? Very good. En lugar de estar cayoteando a los chamacos.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, class. Can you see the rainbow? Isn't it beautiful?
Letter E.
It's a good idea to use what's happening around you to teach some new vocabulary. Very good. Paolo, can you explain to us what a fridge is?
Letter A.
It's better not to nominate at the beginning of a question, so all the learners pay attention. Okay. We need to get rid of 2 things from the list. Which would you eliminate? And you?
H.
H.
The Lexus.
Make sure you keep the Lexis in your instructions at an appropriate level. Because remember that we are in elementary, okay? All right. Ahora. You don't seem to be trying very hard with your writing today. Let's practice our song instead.
G.
It was sensible to change task in the circumstances, okay? I don't agree, pero bueno.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same. It was sensible. No, I don't think it's nice. It's a nice way to say like you are not doing very well. That discourages a student.
Because es que ahora todo lo que usemos, the paper is from 2015. So probably 7 years ago it was permitted, no? Now I would say it in other words. All right, excellent. You are doing well, but let's see which pair is the first to label all the pictures.
Letter D.
V. I like the way you encourage learners to try harder. Okay. My other class did much better in the previous test.
Oh my goodness.
That's letter B.
You should try to give formative feedback. Actually, it was not feedback, it was comparing, no?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
okay.
Or complaining.
Yeah, complaining, that's the word.
Exactly. So, and imagine, it's elementary, o sea, pobres chamaquitos. And they didn't say if it is elementary, low elementary, or high elementary, o sea. No way. Finally, the number 4. Look at the teacher's actions in the three instructions the teacher gave, listed A, B, and C. Choose instruction, which came first. Choose instruction, which followed the teacher's action. Mark the letter A, B, or C in your answer sheet. Entonces dice, look at the teacher's action and the actions and the 3 instructions. Entonces es el action y es la instruction. Entonces I need to complete by using any of these possibilities. Okay? Entonces, if they are 6, 2, 4, 5, 5 minutes. Okay? Bueno, I give you 6 minutes, okay? Ready? No, okay. Ready? How did you feel this exercise? Easy or difficult?
So, to be honest.
Confusing.
Mm. Yes. A ver, let's see. Dice. The teacher handed out a questionnaire so learners could find about their partner. The first instruction was work in small groups. Tell me.
Letter B.
Ask and answer questions with your partner to complete the questionnaire. Yes? Okay, number 15. The teacher wrote, I've never met before on the board. The first instruction was?
Letter A.
Letter A.
Exactly. Listen, we've never met before, have we? Okay, very good. The teacher asked the learners in small groups to write 10 questions for a questionnaire about the reading habits of the class. The first instruction was?
B.
A.
Yeah, I was thinking about the letter B too. Mhm.
No, A. Choose the 5 most interesting questions your group has written. Because summarize what you found about other groups. Now, first they need to write the questions for this group. And then probably they can compare. All right. The teacher wrote the topic for the class debate on the board. The first instruction was?
A.
Letter A.
Go to the left of the room if you agree with the statement and to the right if you disagree. Very good. Number 18, teacher collected several objects from around the classroom and she put them in a bag. The first instruction was?
Letter B, right?
B, I think so.
Letter B.
Letter B, Andre, put your hand in the bag and touch one of the objects, okay? The teacher wanted to elicit some adverbs by miming some actions. The first instruction was?
C.
Yes,
Letter C.
tell
Letter
your
C.
partner which action do you think I was miming. Okay, excellent. Easy, difficult, or tricky traques?
Was tricky. It was tricky.
Okay, excellent. All right. Tomorrow we are going to start with this demo activity so you can identify these different functions of language so it can be easier. And I'm going to ask you to solve something during the weekend so I can ensure that you really understanding the difference between these functions, okay? All right, so if no questions, I will see you tomorrow. Please rest. Pues, do whatever you have to do, have dinner, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you
Goodbye.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
You're
Miss, one
welcome.
question.